The question I'm often asked is, do I really eat the foods that I love and still lose weight even after the age of 50? Find out the answer and make sure that you stay right until the end. Hi, my name is Daphne, and I'm the face behind Ageless After 50, where we ditch diet culture, reclaim our rhythm, and thrive unapologetically. So, do I eat the foods I love and still lose weight, even being well into my 50s? The answer is an emphatic yes. Yes, I love food. I am a foodie. I love trying out new restaurants. I love to cook. You could put a picture of any food in front of me. I will automatically start salivating. I love food. However, here's the second part of that. I was able to do that with the Ageless AF eating rhythm method. Now, I'm about to walk you through how I was able to do that from beginning to end in my 50s. This is something that I was not able to accomplish in my 20s, 30s, and even my 40s. I've spoken to you about how I grew up as pretty much a fat kid. My parents thrust me into Weight Watchers at the tender age of 6, and my relationship with food was pretty tu- turbulent at best from beginning to end. Food was my best friend. It was my tormentor. It was my comforter. It was my celebration gal. It was my punisher. Everything under the umbrella. That is what food encompassed for me. And here's the thing, it wasn't until I developed the Ageless AF eating rhythm method that I figured out the purpose or the identity of food. And I gave food way too much power in my life. And that's what led me into all of those yo yo dietings and weight loss and weight gains and everything from my 20s up until the balanced life that I have today. So let me tell you what, food is here to do one thing and one thing only, provide nourishment for your body. That is the sole purpose of food, provide nourishment for your body. We put all the extra context and the extra oomph and the extra coats of nail polish. We do that with food. And we do it for a number of reasons. Some of them are psychological, some of them are physical. When it comes to the medications you're taking, it could be side effects. Some of them are pure age, menopause. Some of them are through autoimmune disorders. I've shared plenty of times in the past I suffer from Crohn's disease, and some of them can be through boredom. You just don't have anything that you're doing in the moment, so you'll find yourself mindlessly eating. It could be anything, any of those related issues. But here's the thing about food. If you keep into context, the sole purpose of food is to nourish your body. That's it. Do not give food any more control beyond that. Because once you do, that's when it becomes this monster in your mind and you've created it. That's when it becomes this toxic lover in your head. You celebrate with it. You're bored with it. You're stressed with it. Every emotion that you feel, you will associate with food. And this is what I teach you not to do with the Ageless AF eating rhythm method. I teach you three key things, and I had to learn these things by doing. I wish I could say, oh, yeah, I woke up like this and I just had this lick. No, no. Please watch, you can watch one of my prior videos. I will link one of them in the description. This is a long journey coming, and it did not start with this kumbaya relationship with food. Quite the opposite. Picture it. I am from the Caribbean. My parents are Haitian. I am Haitian. So everything we do celebrate with food. If there is a death in the family, there is food. If there is something to triumph in the family, there is food. At dinner, we had a full meal at the table. Like we had aunties cooking. I mean, throw down cooking. What you picture as Sunday cooking, no, my aunts did that every night. And yes, I was a member, a proud VIP hairy member of that clean plate club. So I finished everything on my plate, from grill to jus jonjon to my plantain. But don't get me started. We ate and we ate good. So can you imagine juxtapositioning that to throwing me at Weight Watchers at the tender age of 6 and cottage cheese and celery sticks and carrots? Come on now. I was already traumatized by the age of 6 when it came to my relationship with food. My mentality with food was if it tasted good, I wasn't supposed to have it. So my mentality was to sneak it or mindlessly eat it. With the ageless AF eating rhythm method, I am going to show you 3 key things that will help you control and have a paradigm shift when it comes to food. The first thing is what is called a hunger cue. To recognize when your body is physically hungry, your body is physically giving you signals when it is hungry. And to put this in perspective for you, when you're sleepy and you start yawning, that's a sleep cue. Your body is telling you you're sleepy. It's time to get ready for bed. Same thing with when you're hungry. Your stomach will start growling. You'll start feeling maybe a little bit lightheaded, a little bit brain foggy, even a little bit hangry. Yes, because your body needs some nourishment. It's gone a set period of time without food. That is a hunger cue. The second I want to touch on is a food cue. A food cue is when food literally comes into your lane when you were minding your business and you weren't doing anything, and pop, here comes an image of food. Whether you're scrolling on your social media and an ad appears for your favorite restaurant, or you're watching TV and a commercial for some delicious pizza or pasta or something just or steak, anything comes up and automatically you have a craving. Oh, I need donuts. I need Krispy Kreme donuts now. That's a food cue. You weren't thinking about it until it came into your purview. The third thing that I'll touch on is a satiety cue, and this is a big one. If you like what you've heard so far, make sure to smash the like button because I'm always dropping new content on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it will go into deep dives just like this. So, moving into satiety cue. Satiety cue is when you eat until you are satisfied, meaning that you've taken in food and I feel good. I can go about my day. Now, here's where a lot of us get the game messed up. We eat until we are stuffed, until we have the itis, until we're incapable of doing anything else because we ate everything in front of us. Everything looks so good. And believe me, I get it. Everything looks so good, and you just inhaled everything in one fell swoop. And before you know it, you get the shakes, the belt starts unbuckling, that first button on those jeans starts coming off because you can't breathe. You've eaten that much. That is the key definition of you going past your satiety cue. You went beyond you being physically satisfied by nourishment. So let's circle all this back. Food is nourishment for your body. That is its sole purpose. The way I've been able to eat the foods that I love and still lose weight is by having a discipline of delayed gratification, meaning that I had to first learn what a hunger cue was. because I used to eat so nonstop that I had no idea when my body physically required nourishment. I never gave my body a rest to give me that signal. And so with the Ageless AF eating rhythm method, that's how I learned. Delayed gratification. When you start giving your body a rest, it gives your body an opportunity to start repairing itself from everything that it does for you on a daily basis. Now, I've spoken about autophagy in another video. Autophagy is beautiful. This happens during intermittent fasting when you reach a certain point of your fasting. It typically happens beyond the 14th, 15th, 16th hour, where your body will start depending on its own cells and repairing the damaged cells. So think of it as Pac-Man. I've already promised you there's not going to be any technical jargon ever in my channel. I'm not technical. So I'm going to break this down in layman's terms and preferably Gen X terms because I'm a Gen Xer. But think of it as Pac-Man eating up all the pellets, and think of autophagy as eating the ghost after you've gotten your nutrients of your power pellet when you're playing Pac-Man. Once you've gotten your power and you're souped up, that's how I want you to think of food, to put that in perspective. And now you can go back and conquer those ghosts that were chasing you. Think of the ghosts as food cues. They're chasing you. You don't need them, but they're chasing you endlessly. And this could be due to boredom. This could be due to stress. This could be due to side effects from your medication. This could be due to illnesses that you have, disorders that you have. But those ghosts are chasing you. Those are the food cues. They keep on chasing you. But once you take your super pellet as the Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man was my game. That's your nutrient dense food. And then you could turn around and take a big bite out of everything that was in your path in that period of time. Because remember, you only have a period of time until that wears off. If you remember the game of Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. So that's a perfect parallel to think of this. Eat your nutrient dense food in your given time, in your specified feeding window. Let's take a 16-hour fasting window and then an 8-hour feeding window. You're not eating for all those 8 hours. This is the window where you can now go back and go for those goals. But you want to always make sure that you're keeping your body with the nutrient dense food first. And so, what do I mean by nutrient dense food? Always break your fast, your ageless AF eating rhythm method. You always break that with protein first. Why? Because that's going to be the first thing that hits your stomach. And you haven't had food for a period of time. So you do not want your glucose levels to spike, meaning you don't want your blood sugar to be all over the place. Before you take on any eating rhythm method, make sure to consult your doctor and that the both of you are on the same page. I am not a doctor and I am not a healthcare practitioner, so I am not rendering medical advice. I'm simply sharing my experiences with you. With that said, let's go back to that parallel with the Pac-Man. So now you are in your 8-hour feeding window. You want to make sure you get your nutrient dense food in first. All food is there for is to nourish your body. Do not give power to food. Food is what you're eating at the end of the day. It is there to provide you nourishment. The foods that you love will evolve over time when you realize that when you have to provide the nourishment for your body, you're going to automatically start reaching for the protein. You're going to start reaching for the good carbs, like the sweet potatoes, the well, I love my Shuri and Jojon. If you're Haitian, you know. But you'll reach for the foods that are going to physically fuel your body first. So that's the proteins, that's the good carbs, that's the veggies. You'll reach for that first. And then the foods that they don't necessarily fuel your body so much, but they just taste really, really good. Just save that for the latter part of your meal. That's it. And here's what's going to happen over time. Your satiety cue is going to build up because you're going to recognize when you're hungry and you're going to stop eating to the point where you're stuffed and start eating to the point where you're satisfied. You're going to see a big difference there. And number two, you're going to start realizing that the things that you used to really love that aren't so nutrient dense, you're going to have so much of a taste for as you go further along into the Ageless AF eating rhythm method. Now, this is a way of life. This is not a diet. I've told you once, and I've told you one thing's for certain, two things for sure, three things on everything. I don't do diets. I don't. You could ask anyone who knows me. I love food. I just love everything about food, the texture, the taste. Food to me is an experience. And that's how I want you to have that paradigm shift with food. I don't want you to see food as your tormentor. I don't want you to have Stockholm syndrome when it comes to food, like, oh, I hate you so much, but I love you. Don't. No, no. As you know, I'm more than 3 years into my sobriety with liquid spirits with the cocktail. And I used to completely just fuel my body on it. And someone asked me, what is the hardest addiction out there? And I said, oh, that's easy. Food. Food is the worst addiction. You know why? Because your body needs food to survive at the end of the day. All those other addictions, you name it, gambling, whatever, you fill that blank in, this is YouTube, the hitting the pipe, herbs, all of those other things, all of those other addictions, you don't need them to sustain you living and to sustain you breathing, but you need food. Isn't that deep? You need food. So a food addiction where you need what you feed for all the time is diabolical. That's why I want to put you in that mindset. I want you to take control. Food is simply there to provide nourishment for your body. That's it. You control the rest of it. That's how I was able to lose weight in my 50s when I realized that paradigm shift. So now, do I fast every day? No. I fast maybe 3 or 4 times a week. But when I do fast, I do it with intention to make sure that my body is in repair mode. And then when I'm in my feeding window, I do that with intention as well, meaning that I make sure I get the nutrient dense food first. Does that mean I never eat pizza? Please. I love pizza. Do I eat it every day? No. I don't even have a taste for sweets anymore like I used to. I used to eat cakes and donuts every day. I don't have a taste for sweet anymore. And that's what's going to happen. Once you start building your body up, it's going to become this machine that relies on you going for those super pellets, as Miss Pac-Man, so you can slay these ghosts out here in these streets. By the way, while I'm thinking, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. New content every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Y'all hit that subscribe button because YouTube plays with me. And make sure when you hit it, hit to receive the notifications for all of the videos because my shorts will give you quick tidbits. But my Tuesdays and Thursdays will be the deep dive. You're getting the deep dive. The diet industry is there to make sure that you continuously have to depend on them. That's why it's not sustainable. You can't do that for the rest of your life. The Ageless AF eating rhythm method You customize based on your lifestyle. So whether you're an omnivore like me, a vegetarian, a vegan, a pescatarian, keto, carnivore, whatever you choose for your lifestyle, then you adapt it accordingly. It is your life, it's your rules. When I started this right before my 50th birthday, I am now well into my 50s. I could not get past 162. And I was doing everything. And I finally just made a vow to myself. I'm not going into my 50s the way I did my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, traumatized by food. And guess what? I've kept that promise. I now eat whatever I want. I just don't do it in the traditional way as we've been programmed our whole life. My body is here to be nourished, and food is here to provide that nourishment. And once I aligned that accordingly, it was a game changer. And that's what I want for you. So make sure you subscribe so you can get more tips and additional tips on how you can thrive unapologetically with the Ageless AF eating rhythm method. I appreciate you joining me today. Make sure to share this with a woman over the age of 50 that you know needs to hear this and hear it loudly. Food is only there to provide you nourishment. That's it. Don't give it any more power. Take it back. You're in control. I am with you right here every step of the way. You've got this, and I've got you. So until the next time, be kind to yourself.